One owner car guy, oneownercarguy.com, and what I've got for you here today is a start to finish detailing video. I'm filming on my regular camera right now, and I will be doing it on glass here in a minute. This is a barn find type car. It's been setting for years, and then I got it, and then it's set for a little while longer, and it's just time right now that I'm moving some stuff that's been sitting around too long, and this is going to be a detailing video, start to finish, of this Jaguar XJ12. It's an early 70s model of some sort. Let me give you a walk around like this to show you the walk around like this. And I don't have the room to do it properly, so we're going to get up close here and look at stuff just sitting everywhere and how to clean this kind of stuff. This is open. Somebody so graciously opened that for me. Thank you, whoever broke into my car. And it's very important right here at this point that you don't, I'm just going to do it. Don't do this. You're going to get the top layer, but there's dust and dirt. Look at that. I'm doing it ever so lightly. And you're just going to scratch up your paint. That's not the way you do it. And I'm going to show you start to finish how to take a barn find car like this back to as good a condition as it can be. Now, I do a lot of detailing and car walk around videos and such on my channel. It's oneownercarguy.com is my website. My channel here is Cereal Marshmallows. Make sure to subscribe. There's a little button down below in that corner or something. But I want to give some expectations of watering down and stuff. Listen, this is not a 2006, 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo that's been sitting in somebody's garage its entire life. This is something that at some point somebody just couldn't keep inside and became a under the awning type of car. I'm going to show you the interior. There's not much detailing to do to this. And when you find something like this, it's this nice and clean, smell-free and everything inside, headlights are still up. I mean, it's just beautiful. You know it's been taken care of. It's got low miles. Doors don't even sag. I pushed them. I slammed it too hard. I can tell you right now, the center of that seat, I'm going to make look just amazing. Just a cool car. But here's the thing. There's dry spots. And I'll tell you, right here in this fender, this is going to be an issue at some point over this. The top parts of this fender, it's going to be an issue. And it's a different kind of paint than what they use nowadays. Plain and simple. You're going to see some color on your pad with this paint, I'm expecting. And I've had people, oh, you ruined it. I see paint on the pad. Well, it's that time of the month for the car or something, because that's just the way it goes. That's going to be a issue. It's dried and around. It's kind of starting to checking and lacquering. Right there, look at that. It's going to be a problem area on these two doors. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, look at the wheels and tires, buddy. At the end of the day, you only have to work with what you're going to have to work with. And if this is a car you're going to drive around, enjoy, and all that stuff, just broke my stinking 99-cent funnel. Gosh darn it. Okay? So if it's going to be the kind of thing you drive around and you don't want to put a bunch of big money into, why would you repaint it? Get the best looking thing out of it you can. If you're looking to sell this car, don't paint it. Don't do that to something. You're going to ruin the value. Plain and simple. It's not what people want to see. It's repainted cars. That's all there is to it. People want to see stuff in its original state and see that it's not ruined and messed up, etc. So, with that in mind, going down the sides of this car, I'll tell you what, it's one straight car. I can't see my screen right now, so I don't know what you're looking at, to be quite honest. There we go. It's one straight car, and I'll tell you the buffing is going to make this thing just look amazing. So with this little preview and such, I'm going to call it a good day, and I'm going to end it right there and say, here we go. I'm going to do a lot of this with my Google Glass. It won't be as high resolution as this, but it's good enough. Okay, here we go. I got the Google Glass, I got the power washer, and the power washer is going to be your best friend with this. First off, I'm wishing I could take some up-close pictures, so I'm going to do that. Back with you. When you're doing this thing, don't just get into it and start grinding it. Get everything wet first. Wet this sucker down. Don't worry about blowing stuff off. It'll come off when it needs to come off. So right now, you just want to get the surface wet. After you get it a little wet, come back over it and get it a little bit more wet. Hey now. Hey now. And you gotta have some power. That's what I thought I had. But we seem to be fluctuating. Like I say, get the whole thing wet before you really put the boots to it. Okay, we got some water on this bad boy. I got one more piece I'm going to get wet. And just start somewhere and start digging in and keep digging in. To be quite honest, I like to always start on the front driver's quarter. I don't know why. It's just what I like to do. Now if you've got to wet a bit, get in there and really start doing it, tuning it. And keep it about the same distance away, or it's going to fluctuate. Now every step of this is important. Like right now, you want all this stuff off of it before you start putting rags to it and such. It and degriming it. And right now I'm just degriming it. So I don't have my degreasers or soaps or anything like that, and for good reason. There's so much junk and gunk on this. We're just not at that point yet. And you can see how it's looking better right away. I'm over here now. I just cleaned out the front by spraying it all off. Now, these spots over here that were dry, there's a paint spot right there, a bad paint spot. Likely one of the only ones on the car, so I'm going to stay away from it a bit right now. see a big difference. Even on this, it'll take a lot of that out. But I can tell you where the chips are going to be on the hood now. And I can tell you that we're about 80% done with the power washing. Now this is left. Don't ever try to sell these cars without doing at least this. You'll just rip yourself off. Be careful of electronics. Four carbs. Now see, this one ain't got no exhaust manifold or something on it. And I don't know how that all works. I believe that's an air intake that comes over that to that. I'm not sure. Okay, it is pretty much degunked. There goes the last of my gas. I guess it's a good thing we were where we were. Okay, well, that is pretty much the deal. I'm gonna go ahead and re-gas up, and yeah. Yeehaw. I bought new funnels last night. Now I'm gonna have to find them. Okay, we'll talk to you in a minute. It took exactly 20-something hours for my new guy to lose that. Jeez. That's why when doing this stuff, sometimes it's just easier to do it by yourself and not have the mistakes and problems. It ends up costing you more in the end, and somebody keeps screwing you out of all your profits by screwing up what you're doing. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you a walk around and show you we're all done. Actually, I'm going to do it on my camera. Okay, I have went around this thing and got the gunk off like crazy. It's in a lot better shape. You're going to be able to see on the hood there'll be some chips and imperfections that you're just not going to get out of it. Now, I haven't even washed it yet. All I've done is go over and wash and power wash everything off. Blow all the leaves and gunk and everything off and get it to be just looking a little better. And it's really a prime wash to do before you start getting into it and washing it and scrubbing it. Now comes the gunky degreasing, cleaning, and all that. I'm going to show you under here. Even this still gets another lease on life. Okay, we'll talk to you. Okay. It's late, and I'm getting ready to wash this thing. Little tip. Throw some of that. Not that much in your washes. It'll make them easier and make them turn out better. Breeder! Okay. Now, besides the fact that I have lost my sponge, and I have no sponge, we're doing pretty good. Yes, sirree. A real sponge. Look at that coloring. Still blowing dirt out. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my wheels at the same time, and tires, and I just bought this. No wonder. Unless, there we go. And that right there is the piece that was missing that my new highly qualified help that I asked him to. Is everything on this thing? Are you sure? Yeah! Okay, Dildi. I like it. Okay, 1, 2. Unbuckle my shoe. Good thing I got lots of gas in my power washer. I know I came in here with it after the accident of 1912. There we go. Yeah, this is a wheel brush. I like to work on ones that are wet. Is most definitely what she said. Now you're going to see right away this stuff it's pretty potent. It's going to start eating it up. You can see it right there, just eating it up. Very brown. Honestly, It's okay, breeder. I'm going to take a picture up close of a wheel because the difference is going to be mind-boggling. Okay, I like to keep enough of this on because once it actually soaks in, look at that, man, it'll just tear it off. Yeah, this is pretty, these are going to look pretty intense, man. I like to do this with two people. Not because it's easier, but because talking night and day, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple pictures. I'll tell you, one of the things that takes the longest about any of this is trying to put it on eBay or YouTube. Right now, this video part. Is what makes it take a long time. And on most stuff, the time it takes you to wipe the wheel halfway decently is more than enough time to let it sit on the rest of it, the degreaser. I've been telling people for a long time that I was going to sell my degreaser. My friend from Canada is coming down, and with his help, I'm either going to be able to do it or I'm not. That's all there is to it. I guess that makes sense, huh? Well, I'm going to be half able to do it or I'm not. Well, that would be the only two choices. I'm just saying, I'm either going to get it done. Look at how that smears it. And if I don't get it done, I doubt I'll be trying again. I wanted a picture just like that. Why? I don't know. Because that's what I wanted. Watch this. Never let it dry out. I wanted to pull some more, but it was drying fast. So I kind of lightly hit it. Watch this. Remember, if it don't look good without Armor All, it's not going to look all as good with it. I just believe that you get things done step by step, and I know for a fact on tires, the better you get them the first time, the better off you're going to be. White walls matter. Hashtag. My whole ass is wet now, damn it. White walls matter. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, check this out. This is one thing a lot of people don't do. When you're doing this, I like to use this kind of a sponge, and you're here to actually push and scrub. There should be almost color coming off if it's possible. You're here to push and scrub. And at this stage, it's going to make you have a nicer buff job if you can get this scrubbed out right. Now this car is going to have some stuff that just stays with it. And that's not my problem. My problem is the stuff I can get off. By the time you get done, even as far as I've gone, your arms should feel a little bit sore, to be quite honest. It's a job. I'm going to come from the back and go totally out of character here and wash half of this. Although, of course, now we're past the drying stage and everything ain't going to dry hardly at all. White walls matter. I like that. I think it's funny. Somebody's gonna not think it's funny when I go in right now and post it all over Facebook. But shit, I don't care what other people think are funny. It doesn't do nothing for me. What does do something for me is what I think's funny. Ha ha ha! And stuff. Okay, this car is 110% done. On the final, if you've got it all done, start with your top surfaces. And bring your rinsing down from there. Is under the hood. It's going to take just a little bit of brushing and such. Still makes me mad that numbnuts couldn't find this. You gotta at least be halfway handy in life and know positive from negative. That's all there is to it. If you don't know positive from negative, you're a douche. You're a douche. This is one of them things where everything won't be perfect, but I have to get something done to it. Now, After you scratch something, the surface of this is what I mean. After you scratch the surface of something like this, you're gonna have gotten lots of stuff off that wasn't expecting to be broken up, if that makes any sense. And you got a chance to get some extra credit, if you will. The first chance is while it's wet. Anything you do to these carbs and all this metal and these plastic tanks with this degreaser on it, it's going to come out awesome. Hoses, belts, everything. Sensor that came off just now, especially around oil caps and such. Now from there, what kind of extra credit are you talking about, Nathan? The kind of extra credit where you just use this degreaser to your advantage. And kind of spray it all down again. And it's going to cut into it even more seriously. And you kind of see where you missed off. And this is very, very much easier than the spray bottles. I honestly do prefer a spray bottle though. I don't know why. Even though with this I got a wand. Tell you what, buddy, if it ain't came off this shot, look at that, just that right there, boom. I don't know if you could see that the same way I could, but buddy, it cleaned it up. Just this has changed the structure quite a bit. The structure of the paint, I mean. Okay. Time for this guy to go get something to eat. White walls matter. White walls matter. California water blade. Not just because it's California, but because it's the way to go. No matter what state you're in. Okay. Here I've got this stuff, which is one kind. And I want a little bit of that, but mostly some of this. Actually, a good bit of that. And a little bit of this. There we go. Hello? Yeah, I just missed a call from you and I was calling you back.
Okay, you know.
What's that?
No, hold on. You know. Yeah, my son, told you about the board that you have on the internet.
Okay, yeah.
Ya está hablando por atrás. Hold on.
Okay.
No?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question about one of the cars I saw.
The Porsche. Yeah, what can I tell you?
Well, first off, I want to know if you still had it, because I remember seeing this car.
Right. That's why I'm asking what I can tell you. What can I tell you about it?
Well, I want to know if it has a clean title, because
Nope.
I was trying to...
Sure doesn't. Read the video, read the description and watch the video. Everything's in there, man. Everything.
Alright, so the price is right and everything.
No, I just figured I put the wrong price in there. Yeah, man, the price is right and everything. Watch the video, read the description. If you're interested, I'm always around, dude.
Alright, man, well...
Okay.
Go get the car.
Okay, I'm always around. Have a good day. It's a good car. Just bye. I was wondering. Okay, this is one of those times where making a video is going to be very hard, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot at making it work out here. So, here we are. Now you'll notice there's a dry spot on the door right here, and there's also some chippage in it. Chippage. He may have even came over this area. Now this door is very, very dry. And I want to say, you're going to have people say, oh, you can have holograms in it and stuff. You're going to have more holograms than a set of 1991 Upper Deck baseball cards. That's what you got here. And it takes a little bit of extra buffing gear and stuff like this. Now it's going to be interesting to see how these sides come out. Really, really dry. It's one time where you could probably use sanding pretty well. Don't get the paint too hot. But it's going to take more RPM. This will look decent. Not perfect or anything. But you're going to be able to tell big time, especially down below. I'm going to try and show you a close-up. I don't know exactly how well you can see what we, pretty well. It does quite a difference. Now I'm not going to do it all this time of day. I would like to. And again, you're not looking to make this perfect. You're not going to ever have a perfect finish here. a better finish. But right now I can tell you there's some watermarky type stuff in the paint that I just don't like. That doesn't really matter because I think it's what I got. And record that kind of a video. I'm actually going to do this hood now, and I'm just going to tear right into it and do half this hood. I don't expect it to turn out anywhere near perfect. However, I expect it to come out a lot better. Now there will be ride spots, holograms, you name it. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. There's chipped frickin' paint on this thing. But you're going to take your original, what you have here, and make it better in the end. That's the main thing. Now, this is going to be a tricky little deal. You can see the steps here. Look at how swirly. You can honestly take them down as far as you want. It's so dry here. This throw is so dry. That's good paint though. I'm sure there'll be plenty that don't like the way I do things, etc. But there's a lot of dryness in this paint. The ability to require little bit of sanding. Take a look at what you're dealing with. This is what you had. This is what you got. Quite a big... No, it's a huge difference. Well, I'm going to turn this one off. Okay, beautiful day, sun's going down. Got me a new pad. I'm going to use this is a pretty coarse, I guess you would say, pad. And the way you end up putting it on definitely can help or hurt your... Okay, I am going to record a video. I'm actually going to set this right here. I got a brand new buffing pad. Didn't forget to push that button. And I'm going to tap this and record that kind of a video. I'm actually going to do this hood now. And I'm just going to tear right into it and do half this hood. I don't expect it to turn out anywhere near perfect. However, I expect it to come out a lot better. Now there will be dry spots, holograms, you name it. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. There's chipped frickin' paint on this thing. I'm sure there'll be plenty that don't like the way I do things, etc. But there is a lot of dryness in this paint. It may even require a little bit of sanding. The sides, I actually did sand. It's just not going to have the most shine and everything to it. It's going to look good. It's not going to look perfect. But let's take a look at what you're dealing with. This is what you had. This is what you got. More serious. This kind of stuff here. Okay, well, I'm not going to take too much time on this because I just don't have the time. But this should be totally went through. It's one of the best looking parts on this car, if done correctly. And it should just stand out. And you can see what I'm working with here versus there. I was wondering why it slowed down on the taking the grime off power. Like I say, it's not. Oh man, I knew that was going to happen too. It's not up to snuff of what it should be. It should be done a little bit better. But it's better than it was. I think he's taking the yellowing off that chrome. A little bit. I'm gonna try that out. Wow. Buffing pad wouldn't last long. But look at that. And there it went. I knew it. That'll mess it up for most of anything I can do now. God dang it, but look at that. It's almost worth my cheap ass pad. And I knew it would get in there and do that. And this one is toast. You're not gonna get any use out of it. So with that in mind, I'm gonna get my pictures for the evening that I've been so badly wanting. And like I've said all along, this thing is not meant to be perfect. This thing's meant to look as good as it can look with what I'm working with. I'm not working with a whole lot. I'm working with a car that has a couple issues on the paint. But if you're selling it, that looks better than that. There's just no doubt about it. And I've got my regular video going over here. I've got Google Glass going right here. No one's calling me. That makes me kind of sad. And so here we are with the new buffing pad. You ain't even gonna be able to get that with it, I don't think. Down there on the bumper. There's going to be light spots on this trunk and everything else. It's not like you're going to get show quality paint. I think I may have just had an electrical problem. If I don't shock myself and I can finish this. Number one being more important than number two, possibly. Okay, that's kind of a first cut, I guess you would say. You know, sometimes I won't take it much farther than that, but for now, we're gonna just see what we end up with. How's that? There's a lady that runs her dogs next door, and breeders most obviously perturbed about that. Jeez, it makes such a difference. Oops, I'm still doing it. Okay, well there you go. That's kind of what it does. And from that to that. Not perfect in any way, but reflective. I at least want to get the roof done tonight. Whoa, come on now. Hey now. You want to hop around on me. Come on, buddy. Can't even keep it straight at 1500. It's okay, breeder. This is where a guy's got to decide how far you're going to go with something. And that's probably my last step on this one. A little bit of brown on there, huh? Brown and orange makes brown and orange. I don't know about all that. God, that looks good, don't it? I gotta get a picture of that. Because that looks good. Wow, this thing is hot, man. This is not much longer for this world. And I'll bet you I can get 30 cars out of one of them. My goodness, this thing. How could I have ate through that already? Who knows? Okay, I'm getting a low battery. And whatever I'm getting here. So I'm going to cut this off. And get to Harbor Freight tonight. For fuck's sake. I get pissed off when I shock myself here. Hell, I'm just gonna start an area. And I think this whole car, I've essentially had a wet noodle of a non-wet noodle of a bumping wheel. White spots on this trunk and everything else. It's not like you're going to get show quality paint. I think I may have just had an electrical problem. I don't shock myself and I can finish this. Number one being more important than number two possibly. Okay, that's kind of a sometimes I won't take it much farther than that. Okay, well there you go. That's kind of what it does. And from that to that. Not perfect in any way, but reflective. And look at the bumpers from that kind of deal to that kind of deal. Just beautiful. Okay, I have actually sanded part of this door. I've got some other stuff to do. I'm going to take some pictures and clip more in a second. Do you want to go with today? Watch, she'll follow like right there. Doesn't matter where I put it. She'll just keep right at the front of it. We're going to lead the way, huh, baby? If you would be in front of me, you sure would, wouldn't you? Okay, so I've got the whole car thing going here. There we go. Go say hi with Daddy. Go say hi with Daddy. Yeah. I'll turn this off and make a video on what kind of a buffer to get. And you can check it out on my channel. I'll give you a preview too. If you just want to do some buffing and you're not professional in it and not doing more than 10 cars or so in a couple years, this is perfect. It's cheap. Like $34 with the discount. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I just showed the buffer. It's that one. I just did this door and the back little piece. And last night I missed finishing up this piece because my buffer actually quit on me right at that time. Okay. It is done and tied in as much as it's going to be. I'm going to go on to the other side. And I'll tell you, like I say here over and over, expectations shouldn't be super, super high. What you end up with is what you end up with. Like these spots, I could see them beforehand. I knew right where they'd be. Like, he's streaky streaked here. Look at this. You're gonna see some of that. How much? I'll tell you in a minute. Whoa! Whoa! You know, the way you use the machine and spin the machine is going to depend a lot on what kind of product you're using. Right now, I'm using a bit of a single stage type of a thing, where it's got a little bit of waxes in it and polishes as well. So, once it gets a little warmer, it does react a certain way. Okay, it's almost done. Now the rest of the top, rest of the side, rest of the hood. I'm just gonna go till dark. Then I gotta go to Walmart and buy a broom. Then I gotta go to Walmart and buy a broom. I'm just gonna do go till dark. And that's another thing too, is getting to know what you're working with to where you know if it's really fucking it up or not. I was pretty confident there. And you can fix anything on another stage for the most part, when it comes to swirls especially. But the problem is, again, the paint is so dry. That's a huge difference. I went and got a special weapon. Set that on my car. What's wrong with you? And my special weapon here I'll tell you what, taking those cheaper pads off and putting them on is half of what causes issues. I get all kinds of people not liking that. Tell me how dangerous it is. Yeah, if you're an idiot. Okay, that's not the thickest one in the world, but these pads, oh man, are going to be a lot more. Let me just say, it's harder to, it's easier to fuck your paint up, but harder to fuck the pad up. Like right now, this gas tank lid will tore apart any foam one. Okay. No difference between this side and the other side. Looks good. I might just keep going with this pad. See, this right here is something that would tear the hell, and has, out of the other ones. Okay, I put some extra boots to it because it was rather dirty in there, and I didn't get it all, but it looks a lot better. Okay, now this would absolutely tear the hell out of a foam pad, but it needs to be done, especially on that piece. Now watch. I'll show an after here too. Look at just that versus that. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the other side is this one. That's what I watched with. And this even has that on it. And I've got the best compound in the world. That's all there is to it. Look at this. Literally looks brand new. I want to show you that piece. I do. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. Okay, you can see that damage. And not only that, you can see how foggy this is. Very foggy. Very, very foggy. Watch the damage. Now if I go take it all out, and I just went into the worst part of it, you can see what it did. The piece down here is going to literally make it look like new. I'll just leave a piece there for you to see. Look at that. Wait. Now look at that. Awesome. It did look like that. Okay. Back on this thing again. I'm going to try and get a little bit more of that. Look at that. It's okay, girl. Okay. Well, I'm going to shut this off. Should I do that first? I should. Look, it's even kind of... Look at this. And let's just show you a size enough loop. Look. Nothing. Versus... And I'll tell you, you gotta watch who you have doing this. Okay. Now we're gonna do some work. Talking's over. It takes a lot of extra work to make videos. Okay, you see that though? We're gonna get it all. Wow. So that piece is a little loose. We'll go with that. Now, if I was taking the time to do this the way I would like to, I'd probably steel wool it and then buff it. While the drip railing's sliding. It's a slider. I gotta eat. Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at what I did to this. Before and after. I'm gonna hit up the door handles too. be quite honest, I'm worried it's going to show up a bit. The hopping and such. With that wool pad. Versus the other one. I knew I had this around here somewhere. But let's be hopeful, right? Oh yeah, it's going to look great. You never even know where I did that at. Unless you knew. Does that make any sense? And it shouldn't be hopping like that, but it is. And it'd be nice to look at this in the morning and see what kind of a actual finish I got. But that thing is a hopping fool. Okay. And I have done the last of this for now. And more cars coming. Colin is coming. And I'm going to be saying goodnight here before my battery gives out. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you. Well, I had just enough battery to walk around. Look at the light reflecting on that side. I've got this side and that side left to do. That's done. This side, look at that. Just look at how that shines and everything versus how this don't. And a pad or two pads have been sacrificed on this car. And it's the trim and me trying to get in between. So I finally gave up on that idea. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. OneOwnerCarGuy.com. Not even dark out and the moon's already halfway gone almost. Breeder, you ready to go inside? You know what's going on, don't you? You know what's going on. What are you doing? You're such a loyal hound. You're such a loyal... You want to walk back on your own? You're the most loyalist hound in the world. As far as I'll let her go. She just tries to stay on the front of it. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm done.